Today I'm doing new hinges on my Silver Shadow for the underbed storage area. I've done this side already, and now I'll show you on video how to do this side. I'm going to do 3 hinges, one at each end and then one in the center. I'm using these hinges that I found at Home Depot, and the included screws are just a little bit too long. So I picked up these 1/2 inch long screws. They're number 6 by 1/2 inch, self-drilling, because I don't want to drill a bunch of holes. All right, once you find the center point, you can mark it and then tape on half of the template that comes with the hinges. And this is taped just right to the very top of this center divider. Then for these, then you measure and find the center point of the door. This is the door sitting up here. And on the underside, this one's a little tricky. You want to measure, they tell you to do 3.5 millimeters to this line plus X, and X is the thickness of the cabinet. So mine are 1/2 inch, so 1/2 inch plus 3 millimeters, 3.5 millimeters. I found that here, and I just screwed this into this, I don't know what you call this, like a little ruler with a square bracket. And that way I can just put this right at the edge, and it's going to show me, as long as this is flush, the end of the ruler is where this part right here needs to be of the template. So let me get this taped up and I'll show you. All right, I've got this taped on, and you can see that it is coming in just perfect. All right, so now that that's lined up, we're going to punch some orientation divots. I don't know what you call it, just like little punch guides. So here we go. We want to mark the center point of this hole. So I just have this little punch, and I'm going to put it on the template right where it goes, and then I'll hit the other end with a hammer, except I'm holding my phone with that hand, so I'm going to turn this off. Okay, I've punched all of these, so now we can remove the template. You'll see there's a couple dimples left behind, and then same thing down here, a couple dimples. All right, now I'm going to measure and put a hinge at this end and a hinge at this end, and do the same thing. I'll punch those little dimples, and then we'll be ready to screw in the hinges. Okay, I've got my drill ready to go with a screw sitting on it, and I have the hinge, and I now have all the little dimples, and I'm going to do the divider part first. So these go over the slotted holes. That way you have a little bit of wiggle room if you didn't get it quite right. And then you come back in the last step and put screws in the small, not slotted holes. So anyway, I'm just gonna hold this here and put a screw in. Put 2 screws in fact, one on each side. And there we go, this hinge is in place. It's kind of loose tight. How would you describe that? Like not super tight, just kind of tight? Still has a little wiggle room. Okay, so I'm gonna do the last 2 the same way. Okay, so all 3 hinges are now in on the center divider, and now I have to put it on the door panel, and that means that I have to have the door panel standing up vertically, and then I have to screw it in, and I'm doing this job alone. So in order to hold these door panels at the correct height, I took 4 popsicle sticks and just taped them together, and this creates the perfect height. So I'm going to drop these popsicle stick bundles in, and then use just a little bit more tape to hold it onto the center divider, just so that they don't slip. And then once those are taped, I'll be able to stand the door up and just sort of rest it on that, and just hold it with one hand so that it doesn't fall. And then with the other hand, with the drill, I'll be able to screw in the top portion. Okay, I've got these all screwed in now, and I'm just removing the popsicle sticks. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, and I'm doing it like this. Yeah, there we go. All right, so here's how it's looking. Lift this up, and the hinges are working perfect. Really good alignment too. All right, so now I'm gonna lift it back up, support it again with the popsicle sticks, and then I'm gonna sink in the last remaining screws that just go in the non-slotted holes. So that's it. This job is done. Hinges work great. Closes perfectly. The alignment is really good. Look at those panel gaps. Pretty good project. Make sure you check out the description of the video. I'll link off to other videos and resources that influence this work. This is certainly not an original idea. I just took what others had done and did it for myself. Hopefully you found the instructions to be pretty easy to follow, and go ahead and do it yourself.